think I'm live. Hello, hello, Zen friends. Happy weekend to you. Sorry, just adjusting my screen here. And we will get into it here. I think we're doing good. I have a new microphone, so please let me know if you could hear me clearly. I'm trying different positions to get the best sound. So let me know how this sounds, if it sounds good or if it's too quiet or too loud. Let me know. I can move it forward or backward. It's not, I've been trying testing it, so I'm not sure what is the best on your end. So please let me know. All right. So we will dive in here. Let me get some stuff out of the way here. There we go. Hey, everybody. So welcome. Hope you're having a great weekend. And here we are, Saturday morning on this side of the planet, Saturday evening on the other. So hope you're having a great weekend so far, enjoying all this amazing energy. I think Saturn goes retrograde today. So we've been talking a lot about all of the energies that we've been having, you know, come around. Yeah, Saturday evening there in the sky. So a lot of, um, I'm gonna say unsettling. Unsettling sounds a little strong, but just some um, shaking energy for us to wake us up, to have us look at things differently. So staying grounded is very important, of course. So make sure to do that as well. You absolutely feel it. All right. Well, let's start by bringing in some beautiful love energy. I'll hit the singing bowl twice and just imagine this beautiful, eternal, unconditional love energy flowing down into our hearts, filling up our lives, flowing and maybe even creating a little bubble around you of beautiful, unconditional love energy. It'll keep that lower vibration energy at bay, at least keeping a little pocket like you're in the eye of a storm where it's calm and peaceful. You can see it raging around you but not be impacted by it, and then allow it to fill us up and flow out to the world. The world can definitely use as much unconditional love energy as it can get. So we'll allow that to happen. And as I'm doing this, if you want to raise your vibration immediately, think of one thing to be grateful for in this moment, and just thank the creator for it. That immediately zips up our love vibration. It energizes us to be able to receive more of what we're grateful for, but it also allows us to be open to receiving messages from spirit. So if you want to join me, I'm going to take a big deep breath, hold it for as long as you'd like. Just don't pass out, whatever feels comfortable for you. And then we'll hit the singing bowl twice. So here we go. Big deep breath in. All right, here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. Wonderful energies, a lot of vibration for sure. Let me just put her back here on her little shelf. And today we do have a little Lord Ganesha visiting us, the remover of obstacles. We got a little elephant shirt too to represent them. We'll put them over here by the no button. Let's see, we'll make sure that they can be seen a little bit here. Okay, maybe not. Maybe we'll just put them right here. Lord Ganesha, the remover of obstacles, and this, they're for us, and they're wanting to help us and support us and move forward. So beautiful energy. We invite Lord Ganesha to help remove obstacles out of our life for sure, right? Hi, Ganesha. So I love that. So we will definitely dive in here. Um, let's see. I am going to be using this deck today. Been using both this one, the Daydream Tarot, and this other Wonderland Tarot, kind of going back and forth. There are two newer decks that I got that were on sale. Always looking for tarot decks that are catching my eye. It takes more and more because I've got so many of them that I'm like, I've got some like that. I got some like that. But these were really, I like the pictures on them and the energy, so I like those. So we have that, and we'll do that. If you're new to my channel and new to these readings, hello, I'm brudda-zen, and we've got a great group of Zen friends, huge hearts, great senses of humor. Two things we can definitely use in this life that we're in. So welcome. We have always room for more Zen friends. The whole process of how the readings work is listed in the description box of the video, so I won't go into it a whole lot. We do start with donations first. They get priority. We dive deeper into those. There's no set dollar amount. You can use Super Chat, also in the description box of the video. We do have Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Square as well, all in listed there. So if you want to check it out, that's the whole process is there. If you haven't noticed, I did get rid of that sounds so bad. I got rid of, how is it that you say it? I discontinued YouTube memberships. I was going to ease into that, but when I clicked the little thing, I was under the impression that all the memberships would last for the rest of the month and I'd be able to have my sessions and announce it. But nope, they refunded everyone, ended it, and it's all gone. And I'm like, oh, you can't just turn it back on either. You have to start from the beginning and everyone has to repay and all this. And I'm like, all right, well, it's part of balancing. I'm going to focus on these live streams. I did add a Thursday night session, so I'm on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights from 6 to 9 p.m. Mountain Time. And then also on Saturday and Sundays, right now, of course, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. I, of course, donations get priority. If I have time left over, I do get into the free readings, and I don't always get to a lot of free readings, sometimes no free readings during these sessions. But on Sundays, it's special. I do come back in the afternoon. As long as you put your question between that 11 a.m. and 2 p.m., I do come back on in a separate session and finish up all readings on Sundays, even all the free readings. So I was doing it for a while, doing it for all sessions, but part of balancing my life, didn't have to, but Spirit was like, you know, little brother, your challenge is always balance. And so they're like, this is good. Don't, I have to work on my guilt is also my challenge of wanting everyone to have a reading. And sometimes, of course, a lot of times I'm not getting to free readings during sessions because of all your wonderful donations, which I appreciate so much. It's how I survive, not survive, but it's how we eat, which is survival, I guess. So thank you for all that. And we will dive in here in a moment. Hey, Supernova, so glad you're alive. Well, I'm alive too. We're all alive. Happy day. Hey, Olivier, everybody. So good to see everyone. Yeah, we definitely glad that we're all still alive today for this adventure. But when it's time for us all to go, we will all go. I'm just going to put Lord Ganesha there. It's a happy day. And Johanna, don't forget to put your question. I don't see a question for you here. We're going to start with Sudeshna, who has 5 donations, and then to Johanna. Those are my current donations. So we will, definitely dive into these. What happened today? You know what happened today? Like anywhere specifically? Mm, three minks? Oh my gosh, that is amazing. I love it. Tracking that animal energy. They were like, "Busted, run, run, run," right? Too funny. I love animals. They are just, you just the connect with their energy. It's just so pure, and when you dive into their being, you just connect to that unconditional love energy. I love that for you. All right, well, let's get into the readings here. So up first, we have Sudeshna Ghosh. We're gonna start you out 11 minutes exactly. Whoops. I think I need a mouse pad. My mouse is acting weird. It's going all over the place. All right, simmer down. All right. So, Sudeshna, thank you for your multiple donations here. Let's dive into number one here. We'll give that a love and a like. I do have multiple, I've got four different fortune cookies that are here today. So, we'll see which ones we choose. So, up first, you want to know will they take any initiative or try to sort out things with you after the argument? All right, let's take a look here. Based on their current energies, are they going to take the initiative? Okay, okay, thank you. And then, if so, when? What can you tell us about the when here? And I feel like this one here too. And that one underneath. All right, let's see what we got here. We've got the Six of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, which is kind of this equal giving and receiving type of energy. And it's interesting because what I'm getting through with that card regarding your situation is they're wondering the same thing. You know, are you going to initiate to sort things out? If so, when? You go. No, you go. No, I want them. No, I want them to ask first. No, no, I want you to ask first. No, no, no. Back and forth. Like that cartoon Chip and Dale, like going through the door. No, 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 you first. No, 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 you. But this is more like, no, no, you first. No, no, you first. But let's take a look here. Will they sort out things? We have the Nine of Pentacles. So right now they're really in this being alone energy. The nine being the Hermit's journey, Pentacles being the outside world. So combined, it's an energy of I just need time alone. Underneath all that, they do have the Eight of Wands. So I feel like they'll eventually reach out, but there is this time alone period first. And let's find out the when. So they'll eventually, I feel, reach out. We got the Devil card and the Three of Pentacles energy. So, and then let me see what the underlying energy is here too. And we have the Ten of Pentacles. Is this fullness of life energy. The Three of Pentacles is about being true to one's authentic self, and the Devil card, the Saturn Capricorn energy, is about freeing ourselves from a lot of the thoughts, beliefs, and mindsets that, the cage of us here. And the Ten of Pentacles is this once they feel secure in the outside world after they're kind of questioning these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. And that's what we kind of talked about, I think, yesterday, where the Nine of Pentacles, I think they got that for them too, where it's, I need some time to figure stuff out. What upset me? Why did I react that way? Because I feel like overall they like peace and, um, you know, with all their spiritual beliefs and stuff, they really, when they sit in their meditations, they're like, it's really bothering them that they reacted that way on the inside and they had a trigger. And so they're mulling it and working through it, but it's going to be a while here. It doesn't feel like it's anytime soon because they are working through everything first. So I feel like the energy based on right now, you know, days versus months versus years. It's actually like weeks. Like this 10 of Pentacles is coming in like um, 10 to 14 days. It's kind of like a couple weeks because they have to have enough meditation, enough reflection where they will reach out um, just to work things out for themselves a lot. I feel this energy is here that they'll do it not so much that they want to continue a relationship. That's not going to be the intention is, well, I want to get back to where we were. I feel like the energy is more so they want to um, be able to release and end things on a more positive note than in an argument. They want to be able to, it's like they're doing it more for themselves. Like when we forgive people, we're forgiving for ourselves, not for the other person, because the other people may not even be bothered by it. We forgive and try to work things out so our mind isn't like rehashing it and doing all that. So I feel like that's a big piece of that there. Let's see. I feel like we're going to go to the angel number oracle for this one. So let's see what we have here. Yeah, the void. 2002, which is you have more control over your life than you realize. Learn and execute what interests you. Turn things around. It gets better with time. And there are plenty of friends to make. So chill out, have fun, and open up. Go outside. So I like that. They're like, make decisions for you. If you don't feel like, well, I want to reach out to them, then don't. Spend your energy on focusing on getting to know other people and realize that, if it's over, it's over. And if you're like, it's not worth it for me to go through everything I go through with them, that kind of energy. Well, it's getting bright out, isn't it? Yeah. Starting to glow. So I feel like that's what they have for that one, Sudeshna. So many blessings to you. Thank you for that donation. And then for number 2, let's give that a love and a like. And then during the argument, he told you that he would prefer not talking to you now onwards, right? So did he say that? Whoops, come on, mouse, behave. From his heart, and did he really mean it? Does he truly want to end this connection? So, okay, we'll ask different questions here. So, at the time, did he say that from his heart, right? Did he really mean it at the time? Okay. But now, does he truly want to end this connection based on current energy? Because in the heat of the moment, right, when our little inner child is feeling unsafe and out of control, we say stupid stuff. We do stupid stuff because we've bounced out our adult, intelligent, compassionate, loving side. And a little 2-year-old, when it doesn't get what it wants, what does it do? I hate you. I wish you were dead. It's, little children say all sorts of stuff out of fear and out of feeling uncomfortable and all of that. But once we calm down and the adult returns, then we're like, oh, I can't believe I said that, right? But let's take a look here and see what they're saying here. All right. So, the bottom of the deck, we do have the Page of Cups. Ultimately, here in the 10 of Cups too, ultimately, what they're looking for is, I want to feel good inside with my emotions. I want joy, right? And so ultimately, and that's everyone's kind of goal, is to search. And we all have a dream. We all want to be happy. We all want love. We all want joy, right? Ultimately, that's what everyone's attempting to do. And it's funny, I was in Instagram, it's just amazing. There's so many great things. I follow, people who are not the bad news bears individuals. I follow more inspirational people, and so my feed gets filled with all this stuff. And there was this um, energy about, and now I blabbed all that. I forgot what I was going to say, but there is this energy of joy. Oh yeah, it was about thank you, Spirit, about um, most people are thinking about themselves and what's going on in their own lives, not so much about us. We think everyone's thinking about us, but really, they're just imagining what are our other people thinking about me, and they don't even know what we're thinking, but they created a character in our head that is other people and put voices to it, going, "This is what they think about me," and it's really not true. We don't have any idea. Most people are thinking about themselves, not about other people, at least at lower vibration. Once we start getting higher and more enlightened, we're thinking more of spirit and the world and seeing things differently. But when we go into our human side, we're all definitely thinking about ourselves. So keep that in mind. It's good for us all. And so, did he say this from his heart at the time? We have the Four of Pentacles along with the Seven of Wands. So this is about their own security, their own, wanting to look out for themselves, wanting a solid foundation. So the Seven of Wands is normally, I want to shine bright. I don't ask permission to shine. I got to be me. And I do feel here in the moment, they were um, feeling expectations and feeling like, in their mind anyway, that you were disappointed in who they were, they were not being who you wanted them to be. So flee. Yeah, I want to be alone. I don't want to talk to you anymore because they feel like you have expectations on them that um, they don't want to feel caged. They want to have a solid foundation, and they feel that kind of energy around there. So I do feel in their heart at the time they did mean that, but that was their little inner child meaning it, not their adult self. So keep that in mind. Um, Said from his heart, did he really, really mean it? We've got the Three of Cups, which is joy. We've got the Ace of Cups, which is self love. And we've got the Judgment card, seeing things from a higher perspective and what will everyone else think, energy coming in here. And so I do feel like, again, it's their inner child that meant it at the time, not their adult self. So that you weren't being yourself because you were your 2-year-old self having an argument with another 2-year-old. So a lot of things are said that we don't mean. At least our little inner child meant it, but not our human, not our, you know, intelligent side of ourselves. um, does he truly want to end this connection? So now that he's calmed down, the little inner child is back calm, and the adult is back in charge. Do they really mean it? Three of Wands is about changing direction with new information, and the Four of Swords is peace of mind here. I do feel here, going back to the first reading, the peace of mind, it's like they want to come back and make peace, but then they do want to go a different direction with the Three of Wands. So I do feel like they want to change direction, not maybe not necessarily like end it, but lessen it. So instead of going on the path that you guys were, it's like kind of taking a detour, which is less interaction. Um, and so I feel like it's stepping away from things more so in here. Excuse me. It sounded like I was getting choked up. I wasn't. That's just my allergies, I think. Although I'm like, oh, maybe my inner child is crying. But you know, and like we said before with your other one, is that there is something to take you away from it, to allow you to go, all right, because you won't leave it unless something like this happens anyway, right? So let's look at the everyday miracles for the fortune cookie on this. But I do feel like they will step away and step away and step away, and you guys will drift apart. But it's for you, you know. Go back to your other reading, the for you energy. All right, let's see what else we have here. Yeah. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. Says your holiness, which is your divine self, reverses all the laws of the world. It is beyond every restriction of time, space, distance, and limits of any kind. So I just feel like that is saying here that, it is your divine self guiding you in a different direction, and that's okay when the tower moments when things are removed out of our lives, they are happening for us, not to us, which allows us, that movement um, in a direction that's more in alignment with our heart, with our energy, right? All right, so that's what they have for that one. Let's see. Going on to number 3 here. Sorry, excuse me. Let me take a sip too. See if we can get this frog gone here. All right. So number 3, let's give that 11 a like there, Sudeshna. Thank you for your multiple donations. I really appreciate that. You want to know how will the upcoming week be and any divine guidance. All right. So based on your current energy, let's see what the next week brings and what guidance they want here for you. You do have the 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands is a great energy. It is a victory. Usually it's someone on a horse with a banner of victory on it. And it's a good flowy energy that comes in here. So underlying energy for the week, that sounds good. Let's see what else they want you to know here. 7 of Pentacles. There is a bit of a slowing your roll. It's the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. So take your time with things, allow things to unfold. Don't try to rush through the week. Try to be in each moment as much as you can. Because fear doesn't exist in the moment. It's only the fear of the future or rehash of the past that brings us the woo. But if we're able to be in the moment, we can sit in gratitude because we know in this second, I have everything I need in this moment, or I'd be dead, so I can have gratitude in each moment and just take it a step at a time as I go through this next week, right? You do have the Empress. It is a week of Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, allowing yourself to do your self care, taking care of you, making decisions that are for you, and also it's allowing your creativity to flow. If you can get out into nature, as much as you can, that helps ground you, helps this, especially with all this energy going on, getting out into nature. Nature will help us absorb all our chaos and help us get back to a place of peace of mind, peace of heart, balancing our energy and our physical bodies too. So I feel like it's a week of slow, take time for you. Don't rush, 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 rush. Take some time to do that. Spirits, divine guidance, yeah, 2 of Swords. There is a battle going on between your head and your heart. So being aware of this 2 of Swords is the power of story. Realizing this week that regardless of what happens in the outside world, it is meaningless. It is all neutral till it gets into your noodle. That's funny. Which in the noodle here, or as someone calls it, the meatloaf between our ears, once it gets into here, this is where we apply a story of what that means about me. That's the big impact. Also, what does this mean about others in the world? That kind of influences us. But the big thing is, what does all of this going on mean about me? I get to create the story, even though I'm given a lot of opinion growing up on the supposed to be, should be, need to be. The noggin up here, this is where I get to make my choice. And we can stop, take a breath, step back, and then realize I get to choose what anything means about me. It also takes away our fear of the future, because if I believe all these stories I've been told, like this, when this happens, that means this about me. When that happens, this means this about me. When that happens, this means about me, blah, 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 blah. Then I'm afraid of what comes next, because if something comes in where one of these, situations that had a story attached to it, like if someone, let's say, going back to this argument you had, if someone goes, I never want to see you again. If someone says that, that means you're unworthy. It means something's wrong with you. It means blah, 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 right? When we have that story, then we're like, We don't want that to happen. We fear things like that will happen. But when you realize I get to choose the story, going, anything that this person says is a reflection about how they feel about themselves, not me. My blah, blah, blah out of my mouth is about me, and I can look at that. I get to decide what all this means. So then I stop being a puppet of the outside world, and I'm able to not worry about what comes next because I get to decide what it means. I could theoretically decide everything for the rest of my life means I'm awesome and I choose joy around it. It's a joyful event. That's really what I did quite a bit in when Spirit shares with us that everything that happens in life is for me. I Instead of feeling like things are happening to me, I'm going, okay, this is happening for me. Feels uncomfortable, but let me look and find out, why does it feel uncomfortable? What fear is underneath here? What am I trying to fix? What am I trying to control? What are my expectations, right? These small t truths rooted in fear. Underneath it all, what am I fearing? And there's freedom that comes, but question the story. Every moment is a story of higher vibration or lower vibration of fear. And the Two of Wands. Very much a power of choice week. What's this other one? And the Ace of Cups. Yeah. So this is your self-love. Two of Wands is whatever you focus on is what grows and expands. I probably have thoroughly brainwashed you by now because I think we mentioned that like 2 or 3 times during your readings every time because it is such a powerful energy. It comes through. Our power of choice is one of our most freeing awarenesses once we realize I get to choose the story, the emotions, my energetic focus, which is the Two of Wands, and my physical choices. I can't control others. You release all that energy you're trying to control other things in the outside world. And we come back to our own front door, to us, that this is what I can control. And that's the most beneficial of our energy. So this week, they're saying here, their advice is be aware of your choices in each moment. Come back to the now. What am I choosing of story, of emotion, of energy, of action in the physical world? And what do I want to do? Not what I think I'm supposed to do, but what I want to do. Realizing with the Ace of Cups that nothing in the outside world is going to make you feel full till you go inward and upward and fill up with that chalice. And then you find that eternal unconditional love and you stop defining yourself by the outside world, and the outside world just becomes above and beyond extra. If someone wants to leave, like, you know, I don't want to be friends anymore, you're like, all right, bye, have fun, see you in another lifetime. We did our purpose in this one. I'll see your higher self on the other side, or I can connect with their higher self, even though I'm not connecting with the human character. But we can release that. So I feel like that's what they want you to know for this week. Let's see here. Let's go into here, the Dreamer's deck. See what your fortune cookie is for this one, right? This one here, which is, okay, let me just show it here first and I'll read it, which says, I know that I will sometimes feel heavy and disappointed. I'm allowed to have bad days. Wow, I like that. And that's a good point. When we're thinking of our thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, every moment is a choice between higher vibration and lower vibration of story, emotion, energy, or physical action. But neither is right, neither is wrong. They're just different. They bring different experiences, different outcomes, different emotions, and that's okay. Be gentle with yourself. If I want to be pissed off, then be pissed off until you're like, I'm tired of feeling that. Then you can change to a different emotion, a different lower vibrational emotion. Now I want to feel resentment. All right, feel it, experience it. There's nothing wrong with it. But when you're tired of feeling that way, you always have another choice. So I like that for you. That's what they have for number 3 for you. And then number 4, let's give that a love and a like. Thank you again, Sudesh. Multiple donations here. So now we're switching over to Susumita. I probably totally murdered that. My apologies. So we're going to find out, when will her marriage get fixed or arranged, right? Okay. When is there going to be a marriage that is fixed? So based on current energies, We'll look at that, where you're looking for matches for her. And uh, Gustav, um, any chance with him, right? Let's see what the energy is for them right now. And then, or are they still to meet the one for her? All right, so let's take a look here. I do feel we do want this one too. All right. Let's see what we have going on here. So, it doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. What matters is her own energy. You know, of course, she rolls over her own life, even though everyone thinks that they do. Especially with arranged marriages, and it depends on different, cultures and everything. Well, even everywhere, we feel like we're kind of taught that we're uh, in the back of a bus being driven around and we're not in charge of our lives. Everyone else is. Teachers, parents, siblings, other family members, the government, blah, 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 bosses, companies. We're all taught everyone else is in control of our lives because we're taught the outside world controls your worth. So we're like, oh God, the world is controlling my worth. And when we realize, what? I'm the one that has that power of choice. Uh-huh. Wait a minute. Regardless if we're aware of it or not, we're driving the bus. And if we're not at the driver's seat, then subconscious belief systems are what are on autopilot, and they're taking us through life. But we can go sit down, take off that autopilot, and drive our lives. So the magician gives her the ability, whatever she is focusing on, either consciously or if not subconsciously, then is driving her life, drawing things in. So um, that's important for her. So when will her marriage get fixed? Yep, the Fool card. I like this. This is an ending of an old cycle, the beginning of a new adventure. So when she changes the old ways of thinking, the old ways of supposed to be and should be and need to be, frees herself from all that pressure and goes into gratitude and changes her vibration. That's what draws things in. But, of course, we've talked a lot about when we focus on want and need, what does that do? It pushes the opportunities away. So with the change of energy, this Full card is when it draws in, and that's going to be up to her. So the when is the range of time of marriage. I mean, it can be, let me see, the ranges based on current energy are like August into 2-3 years, depending on how how strong her energy of want and need is. She's focusing on fear of not being married, fear of what people will think. Want and need is lack energy. All that pushes it further and further away. But if inside not anyone else can do this for her, if she releases and goes, Creator, I thank you that you're going to bring me the perfect person in the perfect timing in the perfect way, and focus on gratitude for her life, then that's what draws it in. Excuse me. So it's up to her, the whens, which is so much of our when is about that. Because humans, we have so many expectations around when things are supposed to happen and not happen, blah, 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 right? Um, any chances with Gustav? We have the Two of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. So they are one of the choices of the Two of Pentacles, with the Nine of Cups being that would bring emotional fulfillment and for them. So they are a possibility, one of two. Is there someone left yet to meet? We've got the High Priestess, the Queen of Wands, and the Lover's card. There is a second one, obviously, with that coming in here. I feel like Gustav could be, a good choice, but this other person with the Lover's card, the High Priestess, and the Queen of Wands, both the Queen of Wands and the High Priestess, very spiritual beings who dive deep into the subconscious, into the past life. I feel like there is someone else, this other person has a lot of past life experiences with them together that they will be like, oh my gosh. So if they wait and the second person comes, they will notice it. As I always say, or I say quite often, it's like when you meet someone from a past life where there's this deep connection with someone, you won't need to wonder if it's them or not, because you're going to, I usually say they glow in the dark and they have a rainbow shooting out of their butt. And it's like, oh, there they are. Because there's this comfortability, this draw that comes in with all of that. So hopefully that helps. That's what we have for her. Let's see what's here. We're going to pull from the happiness little deck here for the fortune cookie for her. Let's see what Spirit has here. I feel like it's this one right here. They're cute little cards. Yeah. Get some rest. It's hard to be happy when you're tired. So it's like let the pursuit rest, and that all that energy into I need actually pushes it away when we rest and we stop. Like that high priestess, we go into our temple, we connect to the upper realms and go, thank you for bringing the perfect person and the perfect timing in the perfect way for me. And then we release it, and then we stop trying, right? So hopefully that helps. That's what we have for those. And then circling back around for the last of your 5 donations. Thank you so much for those. Let's give that a love and a like here. What energetic shifts are coming for you and within you, and any important events coming up? All right, so what important energetic, like this one, and then any events. All right. Yeah, well, we already know. Here's the Tower card showing back up. This is an important event, the removal of this out of your life. And underneath that, they really want to show here that, you've got the Seven of Pentacles, which means you've been very patient. And I feel like this is with T, but it is time. They have become an obstacle. And here's Lord Ganesh removing the obstacle so that you can move forward into things. Because I feel like so much of your energy was invested into them that, and it's going to a black hole, that once you bring that energy back and refocus it into your life, you're going to see these changes that come in, which is what we're talking about. Energetic shifts that are coming for you. Yeah, you have Leo energy here, which we have Leo season, sun moving into Leo here in about 10 days on the 22nd. So I feel like this Leo energy moving into your life is giving you this courage, is giving you this oomph, this extra energy and courage to move forward in life. Yeah. And the Seven of Wands, this energy of not dimming your light, not asking permission to shine, being true to your authentic self and moving forward, not needing to defend your positions or decisions, but this is what I'm going to do. And the Ten of Swords. Yeah. This is letting go of all those expectations, the people pleasing, the supposed to be, the should be, the need to be, clearing a lot of this out so that you can be free to move forward in where you're wanting to go. So it's closing your eyes and open your heart and going, where's my heart guiding me? My joy guiding me? And of course, with this Tower card, it is readjusting all that energy that you were investing toward that situationship with them, and it's, you have better things to do with your energy now. Any important events coming up for you? Yeah, evidently so. You have the Sun card, which is a beautiful, bright, again, Leo energy, like the Strength card. The Sun rules over Leo, but both of the Strength card and the Sun card, your two big cards, are Leo. So Leo season is coming in. You have the King of Pentacles, which does feel like a fullness of abundance that comes in. And here we go with the Chariot card coming in. This tells us that you have the Sun card and the King of Pentacles are two of the big fullness. So during Leo season, there is this great opportunity of growth, but it all comes down to that chariot card, circling back around to the power of choice. There's so much possibility that is coming up here for you, but the only one that gets to choose how big and how fast is you. I know that's where we want it. We don't want it in someone else's hands. So it's about being aware of, like we're talking about, just to reiterate, what story are you applying in each moment? What emotion are you applying in each moment? What energy are you putting forth, and where's your focus energy going? And what physical actions are you taking? Any of those that are higher vibration draws in things that match that. Anything of those that is lower vibration attracts that to us. Whatever I'm focusing on the most is what I draw to me. So if I spend 10% of my time on higher vibration and 90% on lower, guess what we're going to draw in? Lower, right? So it's all about changing your energy and your focus, and that you're driving the car, you're driving the bus, you're the one that's in charge of your life, like we were talking about with Sumita. So I like that for you. And then for your fortune cookie, we'll go to the angel numbers here. You got 1919 cycles, which talks about karma will be paying you a visit. Release the need to control because you cannot force things. Learn your lessons so that they don't repeat in the future. Make some space for new experiences. Again, and karma is different, I know in different cultures and different spiritual, but karma is about seeing things from different perspectives. We're curious. It is what we put, and that makes sense too. With the energy we put out is what we get back. That's karma. It's not debt. It's not, oh, you did this, now you have this to pay. It's just a matter of whatever you focus on is what you draw to you. And so that's karma. If I focus on hatred, I'm going to get hatred. If I focus on love, I get love. And so that's the difference with those. All right. So that is what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your multiple donations. All right. So, Johanna, you are up next, Jojo. So let's grab your timestamp. Oh, look, 47:47. So thank you for the banana. Do you hear my stomach growling? All right. So let's take a look here, Johanna. I think I saw you had your question down here. After the minxes. All right. Whoops. There it is. Can you get a message from your ancestors? Or is there an ancestor who is ready to chat? All right, let's take a look here. Alrighty. Ancestors. What do the ancestors have to say? Okay, these. And this one. And that one. And that one, evidently. Okay. All right. So, bottom of the deck, you do have the Seven of Swords. It's funny, I mean, we do have the Death card on the bottom, which is, of course, ancestors are on the other side. But there's this crow is really, there's your bird. You usually get a bird too, right? You got the raven, you got the crow. And with the Seven of Swords, I feel like there is a specific ancestor that always comes to you as a crow or a raven. And they usually show up when there is this energy of like you're being challenged with an old thought, belief, and mindset, especially these that have been passed down from generation to generation within this specific family line that you guys are in. And so they always show up to just kind of caw at you, to bring attention to what are you thinking? What are you thinking? I'm distracting you because you're caught in your head. I'm showing up to distract you, to bring you back to the moment. And I like that they primarily show up as Raven and Crow. But other ancestors, even like the minxes today, you know, that was like ancestors coming in to show you that you're not alone, and that they came in threes is important for this particular one. But I like it that they're saying that this is what they do. We have the Three of Cups. Yeah, so this is your spiritual posse. They are part of your spiritual posse. You know, your guardian angel and all of your angels, all of your spirit guides, all the loved ones on the other side, and then ancestors are a part of that. And so they surround you in the spiritual world to help support and bring in wherever they can. This particular ancestor, though, focuses in on your mental world and your mindsets. And when they hear you getting caught up in supposed to be's and fears and maybe even judging yourself and those, they'll be like, try to draw attention. So you're drawn out of the past back into the moment, or out of the future back into the moment. Yeah, you have the Star card. So they do support your dream, um, your heart's dream. And so they help guide that. The Knight of Wands, they help bring in the passion here. And um, yeah, and I do feel like they primarily do crows, but I feel like it's not just them that will bring in other birds. I feel like there's a variety of different ones, especially when it has to do with your mind, because air energy is mental energy. And so they try to bring you back, especially with song, bird song. But even crowing is a crow song. Yeah, other birds maybe sound prettier, but my you know voices that comes out, or the noise that comes out from of me, is my song. It may not be a popular song and people may not like to hear it, but it's my song. But this Knight of Wands, they help you with your energy too, in pursuit of your dream with all of this. Yeah, here's Ace of Swords. They try to bring in clarity from above, allow you to see things from a higher perspective, cut away those old small t truths. Yeah, and the Eight of Wands, a lot of messages. I feel like they're the primary one that brings you a lot. So they're really, this particular ancestor is really involved in your life here. Let's see what else we can know from them. Here you got the Four of Swords. Yeah, this peace of mind, all this swords energy. They definitely are like, I'm here to help you calm your mind down. So connect with us, connect to them. If you want to, um, invite them, they're always there. Let me see if what we can we know. Yeah, make sure you spend time alone, connecting. And the Page of Swords, all the swords, connect, connect, connect from a higher place. But this is about communication. This is about, of course, your voice. And I feel like they assist you a lot with singing your own song. All that bird song and all that, comes in too. Listening to music helps calm your mind, to get you out of your head. Especially when you sing along, you get out of your head and you come back to the moment. So singing, listening to music, connecting with them are important things, I feel like, that they're bringing in here for you. And I was trying to see who it was, but they won't show me who it is. You might already know, because I was like, is it a divine feminine energy or divine masculine energy? And they're like, yeah. They're just like, yeah. And I'm like, so it's neither, it's both? Yep. And I'm like, but is it a particular ancestor? Yeah. But how can they be both? And they're like, that's not for you to know. That's for me to, that's for you to find out. So I feel like they're encouraging you to go in that direction and seek to get to know them more. You might already know who they are, but I'm like, all right, well, there you go. That's what That's all I got. So hopefully that helps. Let's see what your fortune cookie is. We're going to go from the, what is this? The Dreamer's deck. Oh, because the dream. I know that my finances will be taken care of, even when I don't see how. I am secure. Yeah, you are divinely protected and guided. They're watching out for you. You will always have what you need in the moment to have, what we have there. Not look into ancestry, but connect with your ancestors. Ask them about who they are. Ask them about, reveal yourself to me. Who are you? What's your name? And when you are in that hermit and you're out connecting with that, you can ask more about that ancestor. They'll reveal themselves to you. So it's an important part of your adventure. So, so that's what they have for you, Jojo. Thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. How exciting. All right. So let's see where we're at for donations here. All right. So Moonlight. Hello, hello. All right. So let's take a look here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. Thank you so much for all those. Let me put here times 6. They will all be together too. And then we have a couple more for Sudeshna that will circle back around for those. All right. Three more for Sudeshna. It's not a competition, you two. That's a joke. All right, so let's shuffle these up here. Take a sip and let's dive in here more. All right. So Moonlight. Let's give that a first one a love and like. Oh, let's first let's get your timestamp here. Let's do 57:35 is where we're starting here. Moonlight times 6. All right. Excuse me. So number 1. Thank you so much for your first donation. WTF is going on? Are things supposed to be like this? Like, yes, because we know it's like Byron Katie says, you know how you know that what is happening in our life is supposed to be happening? Because it is. We'll see what else Spirit wants you to know. Not everything has to be as it is, because the world, let's rephrase it this way, that like the what's going on in the world, what's going on in our world, it all is a reflection of ourselves. What we see of the world is what's going on inside of us, because we don't see the world as it really is. We see the world as we are, so we see everything through our lenses. And also, in addition to that, whatever I'm focusing on with my energy is what I'm drawing in for me, not to me. So we got, is everything supposed to be happening like this? Yeah, it's happening for us. And things change when we change, right? It's like my relationships. Are all my relationships supposed to be this way? The 5 longest term relationships I had. And they're like, yeah, until you see what you want to see, because like all these mirrors are going to show me what I want to see about myself until I see it. And then once I see it, then my world changes. But until then, for me, they're going to keep showing me what I need to see till I see it, or what I wanted to see until I see it, because that is what life is. Life is for me. There's gifts in every situation. But when I'm caught in my lower vibration human perception, I have all these stories that I'm applying to everything in the outside world. And if I don't like that story, then I can change it. It's like looking at like watching something on TV and going, "Oh my God, is this all that's on?" No, you can switch channels. You can watch something else. simply by your clicker, your mindsets, your emotions, your energy, your physical actions. Once I change those things, my outside world changes. But if the person looking in the mirror doesn't change, the reflection doesn't either. So, you know, if whatever's happening, it's like, okay, what is this trying to show me? What do I want to see in this? Why did I want this to happen for me? And what did I want to see in this? Again, what gift is in this situation that's going to free me from something? It's going to take me to a new level, right? So let's see here. What else do they want you to know here? That was all channeled, of course, from Spirit. Let's see what else they want you to know here. We'll pull these since we talked about all that. Yeah. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, the Five of Wands, which is the changing of energy that I get to do this. There's I saw this little Instagram. I forgot to grab their name, but the Five of Wands. Name 5 specific things that you'd fight for and understand why you would fight for them. So, and you can even look at what are 5 things that you feel are not supposed to be what they are. And we'll look into those if you're like, that'll help kind of pocket it and going, what are the things you think aren't supposed to be happening? And then understand why, right? You have the Three of Pentacles, which is about the uniqueness of your life and the world. You got these 3 energies coming in. 21, of course, 2 plus 1 is 3. The World card is an ending of an old cycle, the beginning of a new adventure. It allows the creativity to come in. It allows, excuse me, the fruit to come in with this 3 of Pentacles. It's like Empress energy. I get to choose. And when I feel out of control, it's because I'm out of my own business and I'm in the business of the outside world, right? Because when we try to control the outside world, we feel out of control because we are out of control. Can't control any of that. All I can control is this and this and this and my actions. And so the Five of Wands is when I realize all the stuff we talked about in the beginning before the cards came out, that I change and my energy changes from looking at conflict happening and realize it transforms into something loving that, you know, any challenge that I feel I'm getting from the outside world or even my physical body is for me and somehow to release me, to wake me up, to take me to a new level. And so, hopefully that helps. I feel like that once we look into that, then we understand. And I'm so sorry. Let me take a sip here. But something whenever I'm feeling like, what the, I can't say the word on here. I think I might get banned. But WTF? What is happening? Then I'm like, oh, because that's that feeling that rises. I ask myself 4 questions. Ultimately, the one question, if I have time for one question, is what am I fearing in this situation? If I have trouble like grasping and getting details on that, then the other 3 questions help me get to the root of it by what am I trying to fix? So what do I feel is broken? What am I trying to fix? Okay. There's a fear in thinking that something's broken. Um, so what am I trying to fix? What am I trying to control? That's the other one, right? What do I feel is out of control that I need to feel that it needs to be controlled? And then what are my expectations? So if I'm feeling disappointed, what am I expecting? All of those things are rooted in small t truths, rooted in fear, because we're looking at the world going, it shouldn't be this way. Who says? What belief do I have around that it should or should not be that way, right? So hopefully that helps a little bit with that. Let's see here. Where do we want to go here? So that was probably loud. I was right by the microphone. I feel like I want to go to Everyday Miracles, which is from A Course in Miracles for this fortune cookie. I feel like it's this one right here. Yeah. I do not perceive my own best interests, which says, what could you not accept if you but knew that everything that happens, all events, past, present, and to come, are gently planned by one whose only purpose is your good? You can't make it up. So everything that unfolds is for you. It's like, wow. So if we can trust, do we trust the creator, or do we feel like we're on an out of control drama train that's about to fly off the tracks and explode, right? So that allows us to see those things more differently there, right? Yeah. Well, let's see here. So when you're drowning, you can just go drown. People around you never see, ever never is just so see, that's the whole thing, is you're trying to control other people's actions, right? I'm in no one's business, just keeping to myself, not saying anything about anything, but still people are going all in to punch your bottoms. So, again, that's even though you're physically staying to yourself, your mind with all of this is in other people's business, because you're like, they're not doing what I think they should be doing. They're not acting the way I think they should be acting. That's all out there. That's not in here, right? So you're still in other people's business, even though you're keeping to yourself physically in your actions, but your energy and your emotions and your mind sound like they're out there with those statements there. So something to kind of sit with, right? Yeah. So close your eyes. If they're putting it in your face, close your eyes, right? But that's the whole thing. And this is good for all of us to know that, the things are being brought up for me to look at. And if I feel like, well, they're bringing it to me, things in the outside world just are, but what's being activated, your reaction to what people are doing, is happening inside of you. So that's why you can look at those things, because it's in response to what people are doing and not doing, saying and not saying. So we're still reacting to their actions or non-actions, right? So it's because we're reacting because we feel you shouldn't be saying that, you shouldn't be doing this. So that is a focus on other people's actions and business, right? So kind of sit with that. That might help a little bit. All right, I was going to take a sip. Hold on. And something that helped me a lot with that is Byron Katie, as I quoted her earlier. I really encourage reading her book, Loving What Is, um, or checking out her website, thework.com, just THEWORK.com. And she also has a YouTube channel. Let me just type her information down here. I share it every once in a while. This is her name. And then her website is that. Oh, and her book is Loving What Is. So that's for anyone that's interested. It's a life changer. It's free, the website. She has a Judge Your Neighbor worksheet, which is all about self-reflection, and you can put down a situation on paper, just throw up and go, when they do this, that makes me feel this way, and they need to do this, and they should stop doing this, and really brings it all out in front. Excuse me, so that we can be free from all that. So, all right. So that is for the first one. For number 2, you want to know, will you stay here for this year? You mean in your location or on the planet? I know, the location where you're at. So based on current energies, will you stay where you're at for this year? Let's take a look here. All right, we have that, and I do at the bottom of the deck. So you'll get a second one for the bottom of the deck. Right. Page of Pentacles, there is this energy that there is something new headed your way here this year. And you do have the Three of Wands, which is a change of direction. So it does appear that this underlying energy with where your energies are now is that there will be a change in your physical world coming in here. Let's see what else is here. Yeah. You have the Seven of Wands, a chance to be true to your authentic self. Oh, that's the Six of Wands, which is victory and movement. But the Two of Swords is the choices to be made here. And the Two of Swords is a battle between the head and the heart, which is like your mind will be like, well, this is where I should go or supposed to go, blah, 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 right? The opinions or the belief that's rooted in opinions that you've had growing up, and then where your heart wants to go. So like we were talking about earlier, close your eyes and open your heart. Where does your heart lead you? Where's your joy leading you? Because you're going to have this choice to make. And of course, neither's right, neither's wrong, but we'll see what else they want you to know here with these other three cards. But when we follow our brain, we end up feeling like we're existing. We'll end up moving again. It's at some point when our heart wins over our head and wants us to go somewhere. And if we follow our heart, we feel like we're living. We might have to make some adjustments following our heart. But our mind, once our heart chooses, we allow our heart to choose, our mind will support our heart too. Yep, you have the Empress. Yeah. So again, this mother nature, mother nurture, somewhere that nurtures you. All of this is about following your heart because the Empress rules over the queens. That's 5 parts emotion, 1 part earth, 1 part air, 1 part fire. So it's a lot of moving somewhere that supports you emotionally, where your heart feels full. Yeah, the Four of Wands, somewhere that brings you joy, because that will help stabilize your overall energies. Yeah, and the Nine of Cups. Again, emotional fulfillment. So they really are nudging here saying that, where you're headed here, you have an opportunity to go somewhere that makes sense or somewhere that makes you feel alive. And you will have that choice by the end of the year. I feel like, yeah, well, okay, the Dreamers. Dreamers deck is where they want you to come here. Yeah. Yep. I know that nothing bad lasts forever, even when my emotions tell me otherwise. I am never stuck. So you're never stuck where you're at. You can always move. I like that. When we're like, I don't want to make a wrong choice. Well, we're not trees. We can get up and move anytime we want. I know we might feel there's restrictions of, well, finances and this and that, whatever. But really, we could do anything we wanted. There's repercussions for everything we do, but we could do everything we wanted, right? All right. So that's what they have for that one. And then for number 3, the Diamond. Thank you for that additional donation. Will this silent situation continue for long? All right. And you're meaning like how you feel isolated or in solitary confinement? Let's take a look here. All right. We want these two. Okay. We have the 10 of Cups. Look at this. You have the Hermit card right underneath it, too. Oops, sorry, I don't mean to be flipping you off there. But so the 10 of Cups is joy and celebration and overflowing joy. And it's like the purpose of the solitude is to help you connect to your joy by getting away from all the chaos. So the more that you, because this is happening for you by your higher self and your spiritual posse, it's for you to be free. And it's hard to do the work that you're doing in finding your joy when you're involved in a lot of chaos in the outside world. There's too much distraction. But, and as you are, it's like the less that you focus in the outside world and what people are doing, not doing, saying, not saying, and all of the chaos, and you turn inward, truly turning inward, not just isolating yourself, but going in and understanding, especially emotions. What's going on down here? Connecting higher and higher and higher to your um, higher love that's inside of you. That's where the change is happening. And as soon as you achieve what you've been wanting to achieve in the silence, then things change. You start filling up from the inside and overflowing. Then the outside world is less impacting, and then you can go wander, and you can, then the gates open back up. So allowing other people in and allowing you to go wander about, um, which you could at any moment just say, "What? Screw it! I'm going to go do it anyway," and that's fine. There's no wrong or right choices. Just at this point in your life, you have been drawn inward, and you've allowed yourself to go inward. But it's an like there's another step to go further inside of you and um, look at all the stuff that's happening, because there's a. It's like at this point in your life, it's very important for you to really face these um what is it, like the it's like earthquake. It's like the earth shaking beneath your feet. It's important for you to get your wings so you can float above the ever-changing earth. Otherwise, you're knocked around by it. Well, that's cool. So you're getting your wings so that you can float and fly and not be impacted by the moving of all this stuff in the physical. You're able to float. And then, that's why during an earthquake, birds fly. They're like, I'm not going to be shooken all over the place. I'm going to fly. Let's see what else they have here. Yeah, we have the Four of Cups. So that's the emotional stability, and the Queen of Cups. Yeah. And so, like we talked about, was it last night? It seems like it was longer than this. Maybe it was Thursday night. But this is an energy of, the Queen of Cups is your empathic abilities. The Four of Cups is emotional stability, seeking from your spiritual team on how can I balance my emotions. So, all of this with that 10 of Cups, it's all this emotional time to give you space so that you're not getting as bombarded, but developing a bubble to keep um, other emotional energy away from you and not impacting you, so that you can align and stabilize the inner um, emotional chakras. That's interesting. I've never heard that before. But there's like an emotional system within us that needs to be balanced, so that it's like controlled flooding is what I'm hearing, if that makes sense. Interesting. Let's see what these other ones are here. Yeah, Seven of Cups. You can't make it up. So far, all four of your cards are cups. Seven of Cups is so many different emotions, feeling all over the place, emotional confusion. And this is the important steps to do that. Yeah, Three of Wands with new information, changing direction, changing actions in the outside world. The Knight of Pentacles with the Ten of Wands. Yeah, where are we investing our energy here? The Knight of Pentacles, normally it's the slowest moving knight out of them all, and being patient with the process, um, which is part of it all, right? Part of expectations on when things are supposed to happen and how fast. And, we're like, um, when is this going to end? Like you were asking, when would this continue for long? It's like it's going to take as long as you want it to, um, which basically it's in our hands. We're not in a prison. We're not in solitary confinement. There's no door. We can go out, but the energy I'm feeling is like I can. Um, they're reminding me of my relationships. I could have been in the same relationship. My first was like 3 years, and then 1 year, and then 3 years, and then 1 year, and then single for 3 years, and then 1 year. So over this period of time, I could have been with just one for maybe like 5 years and maybe learned everything, but I had a bunch of stop and start and stop and restart and stop and restart and stop and restart that it took me longer. There's no judgment in that. It took me as long as it needed to. But it's like we can stay in this place and really dive in, or I can do a little bit and then go out and then come back and do a little bit more and then go out. But if I stick with it, I don't have to restart over and over and over again. Um, it can be a shorter period of time for you to get to where you're wanting to go, but that's up to you. They're like, we're not keeping you there. This is your choice, right? So you're not on an out of control drama train. You're not a little child in the back of a seat in a baby seat and someone else is driving. You're the one driving your bus. So whatever you want to do is up to you. So don't feel like you're trapped, but return to that. This is happening for me, like that last card, that um this is an opportunity for me, but if I don't want to take it, it's like going, and it's like emotional rehab, right? Especially all of us that are huge empathic um, beings, right? I can go to emotional rehab to learn how to, balance my emotions, but I can also, because it's a self check in, I can be like, I've had enough of this. I'm going back out. Then I go back into my emotional, um, what is it? My emotional addictions I have of being an overgiver and going through all my emotional things. And then I'm like, all right, I had enough. I'm going back to my emotional rehab. I learn a little bit more, and then I'm like, screw this, I'm back out, but I can stick with it and learn a lot as well. So I like that freedom that comes in with all that. Let's see what the angel numbers bring in here for you for this one. All right, I feel like it's this one here. You got 0606 commitment. And I love that. Unconditional love, mother energy here. Mother moon, Cancer energy, right? And it says applying honesty and light daily is a fast track to creating a peaceful and meaningful life. It's how you find solutions and comfort. Release worries by speaking your truth and expressing emotions regularly. Open up, for the best is yet to come. I love it. All right. So that is what they have for you here. Let's see. I don't have any empathy left in me. I go for animals, not humans. Yeah. I I disagree. And that's my right. I believe you have a large amount of empathy. Well, it's not empathy to others. We're talking about empathic abilities, which is feeling all these emotions, which you have all these emotions that you're feeling. But it's all about, everything's a reflection of our emotions on how we feel about ourselves. So this is why you're having this period of time or periods of time to reflect on, how do I feel about me? What's bubbling down here that I can transform, right? And again, that's why all this stuff comes at us too, to bring things into our face. So, because it's time. It is a year. This year is a year of transformation. Next year, it lightens up a little bit. So there's hope. All right. So let's take a look here, Moonlight. And it sounds like you're going through a rough day today. So I'm just going to take a moment to send you a bunch of love, and to anyone else in the that's feeling all of this emotional energy that's going on, because it is um, very, very intense. So I feel you. So sending you love. I'm going to take a big deep breath and just. Right. So, Moonlight, thank you for your additional donation. This is the game over. Oh no, what's happening, my dear? Did they really mean what they did today, or was it just impulsivity? All right, let's take a look here. All right. What I'm hearing here, Lord Ganesha wants to give you a kiss. They're like, "Mwah." Remover of obstacles. So, did they mean what they did? Well, they did what they did, but what meaning did you put to what they did, right? That's that meaning. What story am I applying to their actions? Whether it was whatever reason the human did it, it just happened, right? We'll find out because, of course, to our human side of us, we care. Why did they do what they did? Why do we need to know? Because I need to know what story to put to what they did. That's why we need to know. Wow, I never realized that before. Thank you, Spirit. It's the reason why we need to know people's intentions is because I need to know their intentions so I know what story to apply to their actions. Is it, well, if it was impulsive and they didn't mean it, okay, well, then that's not as bad of a story I'll put to it. Or if they meant it, oh, well, then there's a different story I'm putting to what they did. But ultimately, I get to decide what their actions mean about me, not them. Their actions are just neutral. Again, until they get into the noodle. They said that earlier. I love that. People's actions are non-actions, words are silent, are neutral until they get into the noodle. And then who knows what happens. So did they mean what they did? Um, or was it impulse? Let's see what else they want to know here. Eight of Wands is a lot of energy. This would tell me impulsivity, um, because they're on fire. They've got this flow of a lot of energy, so it doesn't feel like it was thought out or anything like that. It felt like it was reactionary, with all of that energy on the bottom of the deck. They do have the Nine of Pentacles. There's something here. Let's see what this other card is here, and the Queen of Swords. This balance of head and heart. This So with this Nine of Pentacles, the energy I first got when I got that here is that this was their inner child's way of trying to, it's like, hissing and attacking and then running away. Because it feels like with this Nine of Pentacles is I'm running away to be by myself because I need to go back. I need to be in that space to balance things out again, because it's like a 2-year-old, right? And that's how we can tell, right? When anyone in the outside world is doing something stupid, unloving, or uncaring, they're in their little emotional child self. 7 years old and younger. I say 2-year-old because 2-year-olds are known for being like, no, I wanted this. And they're the ones that hit other kids over the head with their toy because they want all their toys, right? I need all my toys back. So when they feel unsafe or out of control, all humans go into their lower vibrational self until we calm our bohinies down, and then an intelligent, loving, compassionate person comes back. For the people that we perceive are always being a-holes, well, they're in a lot of fear. They're in cycles of fear. And that's why they're always acting that way, because they're not in their right mind, their higher mind. They're in their reactionary lower mind. when I'm perceiving everyone being this way, then I might be in my inner child too. Because if what I'm seeing, again, we don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. If I see a bunch of jerks out in the world, then that's probably my little inner child going, "You jerks." And I'm like, oh, let me, because when I return to my higher mind, then I realize when people act like that, that's an expression of what they're going through, not, I don't take it personal. My little inner child takes everything personally. Oh, you did that because you hate me, or whatever a little 2-year-old does, right? But to answer your question here, I feel like it was reactionary. There's always lessons to learn in our perceptions of what's going on. Let's see here. I feel like they want a little happiness card here for you for this one. Okay. Yeah. I like it. Meditate. Show stress who's the boss. I love that. That's so good for you because you do meditate, right? Did you meditate today? All right. So that is for that one, Moonlight. Yeah. Yep. Eventually we do get tired enough, right? Where we you know, then we make change. When we're tired of choosing stories of, pupukaka, tired of feeling emotions of pupukaka, tired of expressing energy of pupukaka and drawing more of it to us, and tired of us expressing through physical actions, then we make change. Once it gets enough, then it's like, I've had enough. I give up. That's the perfect thing. We give up all of our expectations, all the control. That's when we come back here. But it's all the chaos of the outside world that eventually points us inward and upward. Once it gets to be enough out there, then we just really go deep in here and we allow ourselves to be defined by this beautiful, eternal, unconditional love on the inside. Then all that chaos of the outside world, right? All right. So thank you for those. Let's see, we are here to number 5. We have the nope. So you want to know, was this a heartfelt decision that they thought about and can stand for at a later point for the main person? Did they actually want to do it? All right, let's take a look here. So this other person, so this they, was that a heartfelt decision that they could stand for the main person? So they did that to someone else. Let's see here. Was this a heartfelt decision? Okay. And will they be able to will they regret their decision later? Is that kind of what we're asking there? And did they actually want to do it? All right. Or did they become possessed by a demon? Sometimes it seems that way, right? Hang in there, Moonlight. Woo-doo-boo. All right. So we, on the bottom of the deck, we do have the Tower card, which is a sudden removal of a situation or person out of our life to make space more in alignment for what is in alignment for each individual person. So it feels like this is something that was going to come to fruition, but it does feel sudden, like the lightning bolt hitting a tower. Was it a heartfelt decision? The Judgment card does tell us here, it's usually our higher self calling us to a different path. So it does feel like something that has been pulling them for a while to make this decision. The other one, is it something that they'll regret later? We have the Knight of Swords. I don't feel like there's regret with the Knight of Swords because that is like a quest of seeking clarity, and clarity they do get. but it doesn't feel like there's any regret or um and I feel like they're like, yeah, now I see things. Now that I'm out of the situation, I can see things clearly and I see how this was best for everyone involved. I feel like that's the kind of energy that I get from that. Do they actually want to do it? The hermit, and again, this is guided by spirit here. So I feel like this drawing, like with that the judgment card, that they were drawn to do this and to move forward with it. The Two of Wands, the power of energetic choice, along with the Strength card. Again, their higher self usually has like the maiden and the lion. This is like their higher self giving them the courage to put forth the energy. And the Two of Wands is planning. And so I do feel like, again, with this energy, it feels like it's something that's been on the mind, that's been drawing, and then suddenly lightning bolt and a quick decision. Like, so it was a long time coming and like thinking about it and doing things. And they hadn't like chosen a time of when they wanted to do it, but out of the blue something just clicked and like, oh, I guess I'm doing it now, kind of energy, if that makes sense with all that. So hopefully that answers your question there. We'll see what else we can find out. Let's what do we want? I think we're going to go to these everyday miracles for the fortune cookie for this situation. Let's see what this is here. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Let me not see myself as limited. It says, who would attempt to fly with the tiny wings of a sparrow when the mighty power of an eagle has been given him? So it does feel like they feel like whatever situation they in was limiting, and now they feel like there will be freedom that comes through this, if that makes sense here. All right. So that is what they have for that one. Good to know AO still exists. Yeah, they are. It's beautiful, isn't it? As long as we have these the ability to cast people in those characters for us. It's like what is it? Oh, my brother, we were talking about he's in a at the time he was in a organized religion, and he goes, "Do you believe in demons?" And I'm like, "Huh." And I asked spirit, and they were like, they said, if someone's story needs demons, we'll provide them for them. They're not real demons, but we'll like order the prop department. Hey, we need demons on set number 4. So if our life needs a-holes in it, they will be provided for us, not to us, right? All right. And then for your last one here, I like that. Your little love glasses. And thank you for your multiple donations, Moonlight. And I know what you're going through is not fun. It feels very uncomfortable, but it is for you, and you'll see that sometime in the future, But you'll be like, "Oh, I'm so glad I went through that." It's like birthing a child. It's difficult after it's done. Months later or years later when they're teenagers and leaving home. Oh, I'm so glad that happened, right? Anyway, so with all of this BS shift and let's say, will all of this BS shift, I like it, yeah, shift, go away if you just disappear and go for like a 4-week vacation and focus your energy on very different things. Let's take a look here and see what they have here. Yeah, I thought wherever you go, there you are. Let's take a look. All right. What a great question. Because wouldn't that be wonderful if that's how it worked? If I just go away from everything and leave my body, go astral travel for 4 weeks and come back, would things be different? No. Well, the bottom of the deck, you have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is the quest of seeing things with clarity. Our mindsets have to change before our outside world changes, right? Because really, it's not your surroundings that are causing your reactions within you. It's your thoughts and beliefs around what is happening, right? The problem isn't, how do they say it? The problem isn't what is happening. The problem is that you see it as a problem, that we think it as a problem. And when this changes, then that changes. So all the story of what you're seeing in the world is happening in the noodle here. So if you go away for 4 weeks and you come back, because what is happening around you is happening for you, you actually you would experience similar emotions and experiences on the 4 week vacation wherever you go. Just will be different characters, different setting, but it's going to be the same thing. Because when I kind of chuckled, because the Queen of Wands is whatever I'm focusing on is what I'm drawing toward me. So just a change of location isn't going to change what's happening, because my mind is the story, my energy is drawing things in. Um, and so it's me coming into that power of choice of going, instead of me focusing on what's happening that I don't like, or I feel isn't, that's disappointing me, the things that are people are doing that I don't think they should be doing, and da 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 da. I'm beginning to focus on what I'm grateful for. And the more I focus on the grateful for what in this moment am I grateful for? And it's hard when we get drawn into this, especially all this energy going on and planetarily and everything. It's like when we get drawn into that, it's hard to get back. But it's once we start, then then it moves faster if it's consistency. Because if I'm consistently focusing on lower vibration, then that grows fast, and it just takes me a intention to go, I'm going to start a gratitude journal, even if I don't mean it to start off, the action of writing down what I'm grateful for. Even if I'm like, I know I'm supposed to be grateful for this, I'm writing it down. Even though I don't feel gratitude right now, I feel anger or resentment or whatever lower vibrational energies that we're feeling, or frustration or whatever. I start to write it down. That immediately starts the movement back to higher vibration. That's where peace happens, right? So let's see what else. You have the High Priestess and the Three of Wands. So, what helps here is if you go on this away, like the High Priestess goes away to her High Priestess temple to focus on connecting to spirit, looking behind the veil, diving deep into their emotions, then the Three of Wands is where the change happens. So, if you go away and during that 4 week vacation, you focus on, what am I focusing on? Because getting away from all the chaos, all the regular stuff gives you like this momentary change of attitude or change of location. It can give you a chance to come out of fight or flight and come out of our lower vibration, and then you can do that, so it can help be a hiccup. Like, it can be a momentary, the flying monkeys take time to catch up with you where you're headed to, right? Like the Wizard of Oz, you know. Okay, I'm getting over here, and now that I'm here, I'm in a different space, I'm in a different mindset. Now let me focus on gratitude and play and fun and laughter and higher vibrational things. But still, it's going to take us looking at our inner to release that, so it doesn't keep on bubbling back up. right? But you know all this. Four of Wands, yep. Joy, celebration. Needs to be a place of joy, celebration. Again, focusing on that higher vibration. The Seven of Pentacles came out with the Devil card, which brings you to the Ten of Pentacles. So it's being patient with the process. The Devil card, I read an interesting, I think it was in maybe it was a tarot book, but they talked about the Devil card is Capricorn Saturn energy, which Saturn is going into retrograde today. So there is this reflective energy of looking in and it's like you're shackled in the desert, and to get out of the heat of the desert, we have to unshackle ourselves, and that's what our shadow does. All of the stuff that's happening is to help you release the shackles so that you can be free and go into a beautiful oasis and not be in that hot burning desert and feel like you're being tortured and slow cooked. So hopefully that helps. So a vacation getting away from everything can help, but just going away and coming back, it'll all be waiting for you, and it will follow you unless we make a change inside of us. All right, let's take a look here for your angel numbers here. For your fortune cookie. 8888. Personal power. I love it. All that is good and pleasant in your life will multiply. Angels are sending the number to reassure you of the prosperity and well-being ahead. Your surroundings will treat you with admiration and respect. Use it for the greater good. So I feel like they're saying this is the result. You can step back into your personal power and balance things out. That can help. All right. All right. Very good. All right. So those were it for those. And then let me go up here. And then Sudeshna, we're back for you for 3. So thank you for those. Oh, let's put your timestamps out. Sorry, didn't do that there. There we go. All right. So thank you for your additional donation. So number 1, oops, let me see here. Yeah. Okay. Let me just quickly here after Sudeshna, we got 1, 2, 3. And then after that, we do have, hey, Guerra means war. We'll be up after that. And then I did have, let's see, a donation via PayPal. So Maria P. up after that. Okay. And then Moonlight. Let's see, I'll follow up there. Oops. All right. All right. So sorry, Sudeshna. I just wanted to give everyone a quick update where we're at on them all, so people who are waiting know where we're at with the donation. All right. So for your second set of 3, 1 of 3, let's give that a love and a like here. So so is your purpose with T over in this lifetime? Will you truly drift apart, or is this happening for some new beginning with him? Any new beginning? All right, let's take a look here. So is your purpose over in this lifetime? Will you truly drift apart? Is this happening for a new beginning? And any new beginning? Okay. And I feel like that's it. Okay. All right. So, first is your purpose over in this lifetime right now. You have the Temperance card. The Temperance card is saying that there's always purpose in our lifetime. So, his presence in your life, I don't feel like it, like, when you're looking at your path, is it like they cannot continue on your path going? It's like, no, they can still play a character in your life. So, there isn't like a fate saying no, they can't be, it is done, they can't interact and be near you anymore. There's not that kind of energy there, but it's part of your life, of the unfolding of your life. There's a lot of alchemy and a lot of different things that can happen in it when you're looking at all the possibilities. So it's not like um they have been banished from your life or like that. um but we'll see what else we have here. Will you truly drift apart? You have the King of Pentacles. And I do feel like you will here with the King of Pentacles, because I feel like this King of Pentacles is someone new that is more grounded, that's more of a fullness of life for you in your life. And so I do feel like um, the drifting isn't just them drifting away from you, you drift away from them too, because you're like, who is that? Who are you? And you have this interaction where your energy is more invested in someone else too. And that's why it drifts apart, because you don't have that interest, because there's a different shiny bright thing that's got your attention. Oh, it's funny. Is this happening for a new beginning with them? No, it's happening for a new beginning for you. The Ten of Pentacles is, again, this King of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. It's all for you, that it's happening so that you will find a relationship. Because the Ten of Pentacles, and this isn't a relationship with them, this is a relationship with the King of Pentacles, with someone else. And so it's happening because you won't let go of, it's like if you're in a toxic relationship at a job, and um, you're like, but this is the only job I know, and I feel like this is the job that's for me in my life. But there's even a better dream job, but we won't leave this job, and we won't find this job unless we leave this job. And so we're fired from this job so that we're propelled into the adventure to find this dream job. So hopefully that makes sense. Put it in work related. Getting out of our heart into our head allows us to see it sometimes, because the heart goes, no, I don't want to leave them. And it's like, but if you knew who was waiting for you, you'd be like, bye, and be psh, 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 down the road, right? Any new beginning with them, you know, we have the Two of Cups and the Page of Cups. It can bring a different type of relationship, but the big piece of this with emotional choice, with the Page of Cups, this is about, it creates a new beginning of your relationship to yourself, to your self-love, because I don't feel like this energy is toward them. I feel like this is your relationship to yourself, your higher self. It's like your higher self and your human self are, you're getting to know because the Page of Cups is that higher unconditional love and that connection to the higher realm. So I don't feel like it's meant to create a new beginning. It's meant to, even the bottom of the deck, we had the Five of Swords, which is the conflicting energy. Um, the argument, the basis of the argument is to have you move on from them, because you've learned what you've needed to learn through them. They can still be a supporting character in the story, but they're not going to be the co-star in the love story with you. They're just going to be background, is what I feel with that. Let's see what the fortune cookies bring in here too. So I'm being drawn to the everyday miracles for this one. Sorry if you hear my stomach growling. I wasn't hungry earlier, but now it's like rawr, rawr, rawr. with the microphone lower, you might be hearing it right here. Wow. Under his teaching, which is the creator, every relationship becomes a lesson in love. And then I'll read the back here too. Says, when you meet anyone, remember it is a holy or a divine encounter. As you see him, you will see yourself. As you treat him, you will treat yourself. As you think of him, you will think of yourself. Never forget this, for in him, you will find yourself or lose yourself. Right? What a great energy, because this is the lesson. Like I said, that's exactly what I was saying. You've learned your lesson in the interaction of giving up yourself, of that everything they matter. Did I do anything that upset them? I don't want to lose that. What if they don't want to be my friend anymore? What if they don't have reciprocative emotions and feelings? But all this energy, it's gotten to this point now that it's ready to let that go so you can move forward. Right? So that's for that one. And then for number 2 out of the 3 for your second group of donations here, let's give that a love and a like. Current thoughts and feelings of them towards you. What should you do in the current situation with him? Well, there is no shoulds, of course, from Spirit. There's just different choices with different situations. What do you want to do is what Spirit would ask. Let's see what their current thoughts and feelings are. Regardless of their thoughts and feelings, what is it that you want to do? When we're making our actions dependent on how they feel or think, then we're not in control. Their reactions were at the whim of their actions and their thoughts. And what do they want? Well, then that's what I want, But it's like, no, it's about stepping in and deciding what is it that you want independently of it. And that's important, right? So what are their thoughts, right? That's the first piece, right? Yep, thoughts. Thoughts are the chariot. Movement energy, mother energy, power of choice energy, and kind of they're in this, I'm not sure what I want to do. Like we went back before to the other reading, right? Do I want to reconcile and still be friends, or do I want to go? Is where their thoughts are. Their feelings are the Ace of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. Their feelings are that they want a new opportunity to go seek their dream. So their heart wants to go. Their mind is like, well, I'm not sure, because there's fears about what will people think if I act this way? What if this? What if that? What if this? There's fears that keep them from making a decision, but their heart definitely wants to move forward, seeing them walking away to a new opportunity in the outside world with dream come true energy. What Spirit says, what in this situation, what is their advice for you? We can ask that. Bottom of the deck, we have the 10 of Pentacles, which is let go of all expectations, supposed to be, should be's, need to be's, have to be's, must be's, and get out of your head and into your heart, right? Not the heart that's, oh, I'm in love, but the the higher heart, the one that goes, for me and my journey, what do you want? You even have the 7 of Wands underneath all of that, which is, be true to yourself. Don't dim your light. Don't ask permission to shine. You don't have to defend your actions. What do you want to do? Be true to your authentic self. Don't try to be who you think someone wants you to be, or do what you think is supposed to be done. What is your gut telling you? Where are you being drawn? You also have the 9 of Wands, which is stepping into your power to move past the barrier. So I feel like their advice and all the other readings we've been getting is that this energy you're investing toward them is what's holding you back. And it is in your best interest to take you on new adventures, to leave it behind and to go forward. I feel like we want to go to this happiness cards for the fortune cookie for this one. All right. These cards flying out here. What does this one say? Yeah. So we have appreciate, be thankful for something that didn't happen today. So focus on gratitude for what you do have in your life, what you do enjoy. Um, and you even have apologize, which is, oops, there you go. Build bridges instead of burning them down. So there's advice. Apologize to them. See where that gets you. Because I feel like when you reach out to apologize for, like we talked about before, your actions, your reactions or whatever, then I feel like that is gonna show you that the response you get, you're like, really? And that's gonna make it easier for you to go. Because if I feel like if you apologize to him, you're not gonna get the apology you're expectations, right? In return, you're gonna get um, kind of a cold shoulder, I feel. Right. And then for your last one here, let's give this a love and a like for your third one. Why do you have to face heartbreaks again and again in your life? I'm too much shattered. I was healing, but why again this lesson with tea? Why did he even come? All right. All right. And beneath the surface. All right. So, bottom of the deck, we do have the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands is like it's an energy of conflict. And it's like the purpose of all conflict in our life is growth. We don't grow through stagnancy and having our every whim and wish come true, because we don't grow that way, right? You ever see like a spoiled child that gets everything they want, and then later in life, they don't, and that's where they get the hard lessons and growth because they realize that's how we learn. We learn through pain and suffering. We learn through conflict. That's just how it all works, right? And so, why do we all face I'm gonna adjust it a little bit because heartbreak, our hearts can't break. That's a story that we're told growing up that, when something doesn't work out the way, I'm heartbroken, you broke my heart. When anyone ever says that to me, it's like I can't break someone's heart. I'm not that powerful. No one can break anyone's heart. They're powerful, eternal, powerful things. What we do feel is a prick in our heart. That's fear, and that's what we experience as humans is fear. So why do I have to face fear repercussions again and again in our lives? Because we have fears inside of us, right? Um, and so what happens is, you know, and we'll find out more here, but everyone comes into our life to be a mirror for us, showing us what we want to see about ourselves until we see it. And it's fearful. They scare us. And when I went through, and trust me, when Spirit first told me that heartbreak doesn't exist, I was like, tell me about why I felt this way and this way and this way in these relationships. Then I felt it. It felt like someone took a big knife and stuck it into my heart. But that was because we have these stories that their actions mean something about my worth and my lovability. So when someone does that, that means I'm unlovable. And then we fear. We fear rejection. We fear we're not good enough. We fear all this stuff. Well, these will keep showing up for us until we look at that emotional fear and that belief, and it'll keep nagging at us. It only took me 5 long-term relationships to go, "Oh, this is about my own sense of worth that I'm putting out there instead of in here. I feel I'm worthless because of these people's actions." And until I go inward and upward, and I found that unconditional love is the foundation of my worth, then I kept experiencing heartache, heartbreak, all these fear-based emotions, because until I go and look at the source of those, um, and until I find my inner love, I'm going to experience that instability, that disappointment, in the outside world. And so all the conflict happens for us to see ourselves until I see it, and then I'm released from it. And that was a great feeling, you know, after number 5, when I was doing my deep reflection and everything, and I'm like, "Oh, wow, this was all for me." And then I saw how I was defining myself by other people, and that's where all my fear was coming from. Um, and there's a freedom that comes from facing all of it. But that's why it happens. It does happen for us. Let's see what else they want you to know here. We have the 6 of Wands, the 5 of Wands on the bottom to the 6 of Wands. And this is good. It's like that's how we grow. You know, the minor arcana, and they're bringing this up with these 2 cards coming out together, is we go from an odd number, um, which is conflict, to an even number. And so, like, we go through the threes, and that brings us to a stable 4 number. You know, 4 is balanced, 2 on each side. We feel relieved for a while, and then we sit there and we become stagnant, and we come down here for adventure and growth and growing and understandings. And so what happens after the 4 is a 5. Conflict comes to take us to the number 6. We stay at the number 6 for a while going, "Oh, look, I got to this stage. I'm good." Finally, some relief, and this feels great and wonderful. After a while, too much time there stagnates. We need a 7. Conflict to take us to the 8. So it's all about growth and movement, and that's why we're here. When we move from a place of that all these things are happening to me, once I'm tired of feeling like victim, then I can step into, this is happening for me. What did I want to learn through this, right? Because if I don't, I'll continue to go in the loop until I'm like, all right, I've had enough. I am tired of feeling like a victim. Now I'm going to step into the power of that. Why did I want this to happen for me? It's not like, like we talk about, I'm not on an out of control drama train. I'm not in the back of a baby seat in a car. My life is being driven by me and what I wanted to experience in this life. It's not happening to me. I'm not on an out of control drama train that's about to leap off the tracks and explode. It's a very controlled, it's like a monorail at Disney World or whatever. It's attached to the tracks, it's smooth moving. It has its stops and its destinations that happen on purpose. So, it's all happening here, right? Got the 4 of Cups. So there is emotional stability that comes with the King of Swords as we begin to see things from a higher perspective rather than from our place of small t truths that are rooted in fear. When we question those stories of that means this about me, no, 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 no. This tells me about them. My reactions tell me about me, not their actions. You have the Queen of Cups. Yeah. So diving into your emotions, understanding what's bubbling below the surface. If we don't do inner work, we're going to continue on, and we don't take control of our lives, then the car's on autopilot and we're just going where our subconscious, all these beliefs that our 7-year-old emotional self took on, we're running on autopilot. And that's why we feel out of control, because we're not driving. These old beliefs are driving instead of us stepping in and going, wait a minute, I'm getting into there. I'm taking it off autopilot and I'm driving now, right? Below the surface, you have the 10 of Cups. There is joy available. Our natural state is joy. So we have joy that's available. Yeah, and the devil card. So this is the shadow. Like, why do I experience this? The shadow, our shadow brings all this stuff up for us to to help us free ourselves from these cage of long-held opinions that have been given to us all our lives. Even have the power of the story underneath the Two of Swords, which is growing up, we're taught over and over by people, experiences, books, movies, that when someone does this, I'm supposed to put this story with this emotional soundtrack and then focus this energy on that lower vibration and then these physical actions. I'm supposed to, whoa, I'm a victim. That's what we're taught, right? But when we're like, I get to step into my power, get to create a different story. I'm not at the whim of someone else's actions. Um, the outside world just happens until it's all neutral till it gets in the noodle. I'm the one that decides what something means, right? So hopefully that helps a little bit. I know there's a lot of energy going on in the world, a lot of emotional energy, which amplifies everything else. So whatever we can do to ground ourselves is very important. Yeah. By grace I live, by grace I am released. Spirit is in a state of grace forever. Your reality is only spirit. Therefore, you are in a state of grace forever. So, reality isn't this. Reality is this. This is an illusion. This is all perception of stories. We don't see the world as it really is. We see the world as we are, as these human characters. We're putting all sorts of stories of fear and emotions of fear and everything of fear, because that's what we've learned growing up, till we start to go inward and upward and see things from that higher perspective. It's what sets us free. So hopefully that helps a little bit, Sudeshna. I know it's a rough adventure. You feel like you're going off road in a Jeep and getting bounced all over the place. But um, when we look at it as an adventure instead of a torture session, we can change our energy a little bit. Anything we can do to, focus on joy, laughter, gratitude, unconditional love, connect with spirit, get out into nature, listen to music. Don't listen to sad music. Listen to other music. It helps get us into a different place where we can see things from a clearer perspective as well. All right. Yeah. Maybe heartbreak, Moonlight, is fear. Like, people can fear enough where they have a heart attack, but heartbreak is different. And this is from spirit, but you can have any belief you want, Moonlight. If you want to believe in heartbreak, more power to you, because you know you get what you focus on. So that's definitely up to everyone else. But and you can take whatever you want from spirit or not. Absolutely. I don't need to defend spirit at all. And I'm glad. I just get to be the radio that has the radio station. All right. So Guerrera means war. You are up. So thank you for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like there. Hello, my friend. So what does the rest of July 2025 have in store for you? Call you Liz. All right, Liz. You are very welcome. All right. So let's take a look here. All right. All right. So what does the rest of July have for you? Well, your first card that came flying out is the Wheel of Fortune, making itself known right off the bat. So we like that. Let's see what else we have here. All right. So let's just get this. Looks like there's some progression coming in here. All right. So, Nine of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, too. Nine of Pentacles is a card of independence. It's about abundance, too. That's coming in here, especially with the Wheel of Fortune coming out as your first card in the reading. So, definitely, it feels like, everything that happens in life is for us. Sometimes our human side is, how is that for me? But when the tune of for you, the fortune, Wheel of Fortune comes in, this is even your human is like, I see how this is for me. And with all of this combination of this, it feels like a very abundant, full type of energy that comes in. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, so you have the Four of Swords coming in. This is good energy too, because it's peace of mind energy, but the peace of mind comes in about letting go of expectations, seeing things from a higher perspective, which is great. When we do see life is happening for us instead of to us, we do have more of a peace of mind, and we're not using all the stuff to define who we are. There's a lot of freedom that comes in with this here. Yeah, and the Ace of Cups too. So there is this energy here of connecting more. Oh, sorry, there was some upstairs. I was like, I thought I heard something like on fire, like that, but it's someone upstairs. There's someone upstairs. This is your higher love with the Ace of Cups. It's about connecting and realizing, and this is that peace of mind. I feel like there's this big aha that you get here in the next few weeks about that everything I experience in the outside world is a reflection of how I feel about myself. And when I find more and more and more of my self love, my world changes. I see it differently. The stories that I apply to what's going on around me changes too. And I like that kind of energy that comes in here. Yeah. And the power of emotional choice. I like these. You got the Two of Cups and the Two of Wands. All these two energies, it allows us to realize that every moment we are making a choice in our journey. And, it's either higher vibration related to gratitude and unconditional love, enjoying laughter and play and peace, or it's lower vibration rooted in fear, which, all the opposites of that conditional love, lack, war, battling, unsettlingness, anger, all those lower vibrational energies are rooted in fear. At the very root of it is fear. And every moment we're making a choice between one or the other. Um, and both story, which is we don't have the Two of Swords, but it'd be the story that we're applying it with our thoughts. What story am I applying to what is going on? Oh, this means that, right? Or my emotions, the Two of Cups, how am I going to feel about this? The energy with the Two of Wands, what am I focusing on? It's going to grow and expand. If I focus on lack, I get more lack. I focus on gratitude, I get more of what I'm grateful for. Whatever I focus on, I draw. And then physical actions too put out energy, right? If I act and have a even voice is an action. Whatever I speak, whatever I do out into the physical world is an action that draws energy to me too. So all of this, it's like you're stepping into this power, especially around emotion and energy of going, what am I focusing on? And a lot of times it doesn't feel like we are choosing in this life because when we're younger, we're inundated with a lot of opinion around what things are supposed to mean, how you're supposed to feel, what you're supposed to be doing, supposed to, should, need to, have to, must, right? We're giving it so much. We don't know as children. We're just taking on everyone, giving us all these opinions. And then we're making these choices based on that. We go, oh, I guess I will take that on as my opinion. And then I start repeating it. It gets reinforced. I make it my habit. And then the habit happens so often that it happens so quickly, it doesn't feel like a choice because it's a reaction. But if we slowed things down and paused, we could realize I get to choose the story, the emotion, the energy, and the physical world as well. So I like that. This empowerment that comes in. You have the Eight of Wands, a lot of energy that's flowing in here, and the Eight of Swords. So there definitely is this flow of energy that comes. And the Eight of Swords is as you're questioning thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve you anymore, those that used to make you feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted. This flow is happening. Eights are great because it's four on each side. There's this wonderful flow of energy, this wonderful flow of thought. You're releasing a lot of things, but it just feels like because of all this, you're drawing in all of this abundance in a lot of different ways because of the change of the focus. So I love that for you, Liz. And let's see what your fortune cookie says here too. Which one do we want to go to here? I feel like we're being drawn to angel numbers here for you. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in. Okay. 0707, yeah. July, right? Which is compromise, self-awareness, and freedom. So let go of what no longer serves you. Can't make it up. Stop holding on to grudges, express your emotions, and aim towards a compromise. Where there's a lack of understanding, it's best just to move on. The truth will set you free. The capital T truths are what sets you free. So there is that freedom energy in a lot of this movement. So I love that for you. Hey, Liz, sorry, wasn't paying attention here. Oh, I'm so glad. Ah, beautiful. Absolutely. I love the validation that spirit gives you on the path that you're already on, right? And clarity coming in too. So I love this for you. So buckle up. Woohoo. Sounds exciting. All right. So that is what they have for you there. So thank you again for your donation. Good to see you. All right. And Maria P., you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. Okay. Come on, mouse. There it goes. All right. See if we can get this mouse working here. You as well, Liz. All right. And then Maria, it looks like you do have another one in PayPal that came through. So we'll grab that one as we circle back around. So for your first one, thank you for that donation. And let's see what we got going on. Let me take a sip here. All right, so Walter's feelings and thoughts towards you today. Let's check in with Wally. So those are the feelings and the thoughts towards you. His feeling worry is because there is a guy at work that likes you and he knows about it. All right, let's take a look here. So the source of his worry. But he knows I told him everything and I laugh with him about it. He seems stressed over there. Anything else? Okay, well, that's still that same energy. Stress over yonder, and then anything else. Let's take a look here. Okay. So, feelings. Four of Cups, a very balanced energy emotionally here. So that's a great energy. Emotional stability. Doesn't feel like there's any worry or anything. We'll see here if that's his current energy anyway. He's just feeling very stable. That mutual emotion energy, this balanced energy between the two of you. Thoughts, King of Pentacles. There really is this feeling of abundance when their thoughts towards you. They're just feeling this fullness of life, feeling very blessed, very grateful for who you are and what they just the feeling they have with being with you and around you. So very positive energies here. Nothing nothing to be concerned about. And then his feelings, does he worry because there's a guy at work that likes you and he knows about it, and you tell him everything and you laugh? Is there worry here? Five of Swords. There is a little bit of battle between the head and the heart here. So when he thinks about that, there is that, it's like the heart knows, but the mind is where the fears are, right? It's like um this people cheat on people, people steal people, people lie, people this, people that. It's that little psh, 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 psh that goes on in their ear of trying to protect the heart. So there is that jealousy that's there, you know, um, which if he didn't care about losing you, he wouldn't worry. So in a way, it's nice that it's there. I don't feel like it's extreme though, like they're like, they're gonna disappear because I'm gonna go get rid of him and bury the body or anything like that, right? So, we don't have any you know, of that extremity that's there. Um, he seems stressed over there. Um, we have the Fool card. The Fool card is an energy of, I feel like this is more of wanting new beginnings because it's an ending of an old cycle, beginning of a new adventure. Um, but it does feel like they're wanting to end an old cycle. And there is stress around that, because it's like if you're, let's say, let's go into the head and think about a job, right? Let's say in the job that we're in, if I'm like, I'm just unhappy in it. So I'm going to go look around, and when you're looking for a job, you're looking for things, you tend to stress more about where you're at because you're looking somewhere else, and there's the anxiety around it, right? But when you give up and go, you know what, I'm just going to stay where I'm at, you have less stress because you are kind of given into your imprisonment. But that's not here. This is like the stress of wanting a new beginning. And so they are thinking about a lot. There's a lot of energy around trying to, you know, how it's like, how am I going to make all this work? How am I going to end this? How am I going to handle all of this? Because there is fear there. Anyway, let's see. Anything else? We have the Eight of Wands. There's a lot of passion, of course. That's here. We have the Five of Pentacles, along with the Knight of Swords. So I feel like it's just a good reminder here, of course, to, see things from a higher perspective, cut away expectations with that Knight of Swords. But understand there's a lot of passion there. But under the surface, there is something to be looked at from both of your ends, which is the fear of abandonment, the fear of being left behind, the fear of not being enough, having enough, and that kind of energy with the Five of Pentacles is below the surface. And that's the culprit of a lot of our fear, is the fear of abandonment, right? And so to go to our inner child and go, it's usually happened when we were 7 years old or younger, is when our little inner child felt abandoned some way, somehow, by a parent or someone in authority, because it experienced that feeling of not being enough, or blaming itself for someone else's actions, of someone that rejected or, you know, ignored you, like you didn't do something your mom or dad wanted to do. So they're like, go away, go to your room. I don't want to talk to you. Punishment for not doing what they wanted. And so there's this fear, if I don't do what other people want and I'm not who other people want, I'm going to get rejected again. And so it's going into our inner child to comfort them, I feel like, is something just to contemplate, if that resonates for you. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here. I like this. So it says, I know that I do not need to wait for 5 p.m. on Friday to be happy. I am happy right now. And that's a great energy because we will have a belief that I can be happy when all of these things happen. That's always in the future. But when we return to the now and realize I have so much, again, to be grateful for in this moment, when I focus on that, I can be happy now, not have to wait till later when my mind is saying, all this must happen for you to be happy, but you'll never be happy because you'll get to that and there'll be new things that'll be added on. Oh, no, no, can't be happy yet. You need all this now too. It's never enough when it comes to that. So hopefully that makes sense. That's what they have for that one there for you. So many blessings to you. We'll circle back here for your other one here in a moment. So Moonlight, we're circling back for your additional question. So let me see here. Did we get your other question? Yeah, it's underneath your donation of the rose. What's the background and feeling of this main person's actions? Was it fear? And you're saying that is not even possible. I'm absolutely sure about that. You're sure of a lot of things, aren't you? You're sure that heartbreak is real too. So that's enjoy that. Enjoy being attached to those beliefs. That is all right. So let's take a look here, Moonlight, and thank you for your multiple donations. I appreciate all of those today. So thank you so much. All right. So what's the background feeling of this main person's actions? Let's take a look here. Okay. And this one. And let's see here. I feel like I want to see below the surface what's the energy underneath all of that too. Okay. So yeah, we have the Wheel of Fortune. It doesn't feel like fear yet. Let's look at the four surface things here together first. We have the Eight of Cups, leaving behind emotions and relationships that don't serve anymore. Again, the tune of for me, I'm seeing that this ultimately is what's best. The Nine of Swords. So there's the fear. The Nine of Swords representing a lot of the supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's. But it's interesting because it feels like it's not the fears that caused them to take the action. It's the fears that brought them to the point where they feel they needed to take action. Let me see. So the difference in that is it's not reactionary, like I gotta run, I gotta, it's not out of fight or flight that I'm making these actions and doing things. It feels here that they're recognizing that fear is what brought them into making decisions that brought them into the situation that they were in for them to want to, have that freedom from these fears and these expectations. They're wanting to free themselves, like they felt like caged, and they feel like these fears are what created the cage, and now this will set them free. Yeah, and here's that Judgment card again. This drawing, feeling like they're being drawn to something different and more, being, pulled away. Let's see what's below the surface here too. Yeah, the Two of Cups, emotional choice energy. What else? We got the Star card. The seeking my true dream come true, not of the mind, but of the heart. We have the Six of Wands. They do feel like this is the victory. They do feel like this is the flow that they need. And the Page of Swords. You know, the seeing things from a higher perspective, a different perspective, and they do feel like there's freedom that comes in here. The bottom of the deck, we do have the Two of Pentacles too, which is the choice of, like two different choices in the outside world. One of fear of the mind, have to do this, and one of the heart. One where I felt like I was existing, the other feels like living, and one feels like a cage, one feels like freedom. And I feel like that's what's coming in here. Even the Five of Wands on the bottom, which is a change of direction, the conflict that has brought them to the point where they are ready to make a change because it feels like it brings them freedom rather than imprisonment, imprisoned by fear. So I feel like hopefully that makes sense, because fear is what is the root of it in the beginning, but it's trying to free themselves from fear is what I feel like is the underlying action around it, which is interesting. Being drawn to the Dreamer's deck because of the Star card, which is I'm pursuing what my heart feels like my dream come true is, and it's not this, it's something else. So let's see here. What else do we want to know here? This one here. So it says, I know that I do not need to avoid making others uncomfortable by playing small. I am taking up space. So I know that I do not need to avoid making others uncomfortable by playing small. They're ready. And that, again, that restrictiveness, I'm ready to be bigger. So that's the kind of energy I feel is around that. So hopefully that makes sense, Moonlight. That's what they have for you there. Right. All right. And then Maria, we are circling back around for you here. There we go. Sorry, itch. And let's take a look here. Here are your time stamps. So thank you for your second donation via the PayPal. So let's dive in here. All right. So Wally sends messages, and you've been getting back like 20 minutes, not fast like usual because you've been running around. Their thoughts. Okay. So his thoughts on that you're slower in responding than per usual. Let's take a look here. And then updates, more updates on the dark side. All right, we'll take a look here and see. How many times will you see him next week based on current energy? Okay. Thank you. And then does he know that you love him and wouldn't cheat on him? All right, so love and cheat. All right, let's get up here. We're getting toward the end here because I can tell when my buns start to go numb. Been sitting for almost 3 hours. All right, let's take a look here. So, his thoughts around you delaying in there. Yeah, the Page of Wands. Let's see what else we have. We have the Fool card. And we have the Nine of Swords. I feel like that they're okay with that. Because all this energy, this Page of One, that Fool card is what we got for the dark side update on your last reading, right? So they really are focused on what's going on around them right now at home, and the exit strategies and getting things done and all of this. I don't feel like there's anything that they are upset about that. Um, I feel like they understand with the Page of Wands that you're very busy today, and you probably have shared that with them already, knowing you. It feels like with this energy, like I told them, I'm sorry, I got so much going on, you know. So sorry for the delay, and because you communicate with them, and so they are like, all right, I get it, and they're focusing on, they're like, this is an opportunity for them to do, well, I got a lot of time in between messages going back and forth. So I'm getting this done, 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 and all this kind of stuff that's going on here too. So I love that energy there. So no biggies, no biggies on that. Updates on the dark side. Let's see what's going on the dark side. Yeah, got the Temperance card coming in and the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, it feels like there's this patience slowly moving forward. Four of Pentacles, it does feel like they're working on a lot of house stuff today, doing all the maintenance, doing all the chores, doing all the, you know, maybe mowing the lawn, it's doing all the maintenance of home energy that's going on here. Very patient kind of energy, but I do like the combination of both of those. I felt like they're getting a lot of stuff done. Um, and they're very focused on that today. So chore day. How many times do we see next week? I feel like two. You got the Seven of Wands, which is about being true to one's authentic self. Seven of Wands is passion energy, motion energy. Um, yeah, so that's one. I kind of feel like there's this. I mean, well, I feel like there's passion, of course, there, but it feels like you guys are also doing something that's true and unique to you that you both like to do with the Seven of Wands. Besides that, we know you both like that, the passion, but this is something else outside of all that. So that's one one time. The other is the Four of Swords. This is more of a get together where there's more chatting and talking, and it's peace of mind and it's communication. So this feels more like maybe more of a public get together where you guys aren't able to like go home or spend time. It's just, more that kind of a meeting, maybe like a lunch or something like that during the week, if that makes sense. And then, does he know that you love him? The Queen of Pentacles, yeah. Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. They know that. That's a lot of sensuality, a lot of emotional energy that's here, and that you wouldn't cheat on him. Three of Pentacles. Yeah, Three of Pentacles is like Empress energy. It is about you being true to your authentic self, and they know who you are, and they know you're not someone that would do that because you wouldn't want someone to do it to you. So they know that you wouldn't do it to them either. So I love that. We'll dive in here and see what we've got for your fortune cookie. There we go. And let's see here for your fortune cookie. All right, here it is. They wanted it from the happiness deck. And you have, yeah, listen, play your favorite song. I like this, um, in a way, it's like, what is your song? If back in the day, I don't know if they do it these days, but back in the olden days, we used to have a song that we chose as our song. It's like it's a song we both enjoyed at a special moment, and it becomes our song. What is your song? I like that. What is that song? And see if what you think it is and what he thinks it is. I think that's cute. Oh, boo 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 boo. All right. So that's what they have for you, Maria. So many blessings to you. All right. Oops. Keyboard gone wild this time instead of the mouse. All right. So Ashvin Ray, you are up. Thank you so much for your donation. Let's get your timestamp out here. All right. So let's give that a love and a like here. And you want to know, is Anu your future spouse and some guidance on your love life? All right. Let's take a look here. See what Spirit has. Okay, so is Anu your future spouse based on current energy? And then what else can we know about love life here? I feel like we wanted those. Not those, though. Not this one. Not those. This one. Yeah, I feel like that's it. All right. All right, we'll dive in there. So, are they your future spouse? Let's see. We have the Magician card coming in here, along with the Six of Swords. Interesting energy here. Because the Six of Swords is about leaving behind old ways of thinking, moving into new ways of thinking, from choppy waters to calmer waters, or movement, transformation. And the Magician energy is quite a bit of mental energy too, although it's focus. Whatever I focus on grows and expands kind of energy too. But I feel here that there's someone else coming in, just because the bottom of the deck we do have the Moon card, which has to do with the subconscious. And I'm getting like past life energies where um, who is meant to be your spouse in this lifetime um, is someone that you've been with in a past lifetime, in different roles, as spouses, lovers, other things too. But I feel like in other lifetimes you've had different experiences with each other. But you'll know them when you meet them, because it won't be like you won't have to wonder, I wonder if that's them, because you're gonna be like, oh my God, I usually joke that they're glowing in the dark and they have a rainbow shooting out of their butt. And you're like, oh, that's them, just because of the feelings and the draw and the familiarity that's there, in this connection, this comfort level. It's just like an old friend that you're bumping back into that you haven't seen in a while. And it's this great energy that comes in with that. So I don't feel like I'm like not Ashu, Anu could be, a good prospect, but I feel like there's more here. Even on the bottom of the deck, under the Moon card, we've got the Seven of Pentacles, which is about patience. The last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit, kind of energy. We do have, like, underneath just all this fire energy. We've got the Sun card, which is Leo. We've got Aries energy, with the Emperor. And then we have the Queen of Wands too. Fire, fire, fire. So it feels like maybe a fire sign is this kind of energy that comes in. So I don't feel like, that the Anu is the future spouse. I feel like there's someone new that comes in. Let's see other guidance on your love life here. You have the Three of Cups. I do feel like the Three of Cups, this is joy, celebration, but it also is about a gathering of like-hearted individuals. And I do feel here, the Three of Cups can be like really becoming close to some individuals, non-romantically, but they're like individuals that you really bond with, that your hearts are a lot alike, that it's like a foundation, and you might even meet this person through them, because it's that kind of energy that comes in here. And the Two of Cups. Okay, yep. So that's where you meet them. I was like, the Three of Cups to the Two of Cups. So you do meet these individuals first. So if you don't have like two besties that you all keep each other accountable from a place of love, and you're like-hearted, not like-minded, but like-hearted, and you guys keep each other, you know, being true to your authentic selves, and you know, that's the foundation I feel comes in before you meet this other person. And in fact, I do feel like you, like I said, you meet them through them, so it's important that you meet them first, then you meet the romantic spouse through them. Yeah, Two of Swords. We have the Two of Cups, the Two of Swords. So there is this choice that has to be made. One that makes sense with the mind, this person, and maybe this is Anu, seems to make sense on paper. They're, you know, they're this, they're this, they're this, they're hitting all the things on the list, but when we're looking at the other side is the heart, and the heart is like, but look at them, because all this past life connection, all this emotions from the past, that you're drawn to this other individual like so deeply. So you have this choice to make when it comes to this, right? And you have the Hermit. The Hermit energy, this is, I'm getting the Virgo energy of this, which is make sure to take time for yourself, to care for yourself, to go inward and upward, to connect to spirit. It helps you as you're stepping away and breathing and really listening to your body. Virgo energy is all about like a journey of the body and the daily, but there is that energy of that hermiting and stepping back to connect. Spiritual connection is very important for you here, but so I do feel like you will know the person when you see them, but if you're caught up in your mind, that makes it difficult for you to recognize it, because when you're out of your heart and into your mind and into your mind, you're out of your mind, right? You're just focusing on the fears that this is who someone has to be, because what will everyone think, right? And but the when you step into your heart and the emotional side, it will draw you. But again, these individuals, these friends, these two besties that will be best friends forever, these are the individuals that you meet them through. So it's important um, to have that happen first. Let's see here through the Dreamers deck what we have here. Okay. So what else for your fortune cookie? I like it. Look at even the moon popping him in here again. I know that nothing can get in the way of what is meant for me. I'm on the right path. I like that. There you go. All right. So that's what they have for you, Ashvin. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. All right. Hey, Deb Deb. No questions today. Oh, you're headed off to P-Town. All right. Well, you have a blast. And Jimmy Buffett, too. Wow. Have an amazing weekend. Love you, too. All right, everybody. I'm headed down here. I've only got like 7 minutes left before I'm heading off. So now's the time. If you want a donation, put it in now. In the meantime, I'm just going to, let's see here. We have time for a couple free readings. So, Ateshi Singh, you are at the very top. So let's put that there. And you want to know, what does H, I'm not going to mispronounce the name. What do they think of you? Let's take a look here. So what are their thoughts of you here? Okay. All right. Well, you definitely bring joy with the 10 of Cups here. It's a very joyful, there's a lot of emotion that comes in here. I feel like this is more like they feel like you're a joyful person, and you just kind of radiate this wonderful, joyful energy. And so they like being around you because they can feel that. The Two of Wands is an energy of like energetic choice. And so I feel like it sways and it changes. I feel like they're kind of, I don't want to say they're a moody person, but they're very influenced by the energy that's around them. So to ask, what do they really think of me? I feel like it's always going from one extreme to the other because they're just so much influenced by the outside world. It's almost like a feeling of ADHD where there's like, I don't have a focus. I can't focus. Like one moment I think of this and then something happens and I feel, but it's not so directed at you. It's like they see the world from like dark, dark to light, light to dark, dark to light, light. So it depends on their mood. They see the world all in, it's either the world is great or the world sucks. And when the world sucks, everybody sucks. When the world is great, everybody's great. And so I feel like this, but I do feel like they recognize that you have a lot of joy around you and that you do, when they're around you, they feel lighter. So hopefully that helps. But that's what they have for you there, Ateshi. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Supernova, I think we'll get yours in here. Let's put your timestamp out here. So glad you're alive, as you said earlier. And so how fun that you're hanging out at this place that feels like home at a recording studio, right? Because there's got something to say. What does they want to know about the cool thing that you're doing here? All right. Let's take a look here. Yeah. Like it. It's for you, the Wheel of Fortune. It's very beneficial. It's the tuna for you. So it's a great energy coming in. Excuse me. And the Eight of Cups is about a movement of emotion. You're leaving behind relationships and emotions that don't serve you anymore, that's allowing you this movement forward emotionally. I like this. And it feels like home, even more than home, excuse me, at the studio, because um, it is leaving behind emotions at home that don't serve you, and you're really focusing in on your higher vibrational emotions. Also, music is what raises your vibration. It connects you to this higher place. And because music has been your life in so many lifetimes, and Curdy Pie, of course, loved being in the studio, loved creating. So there's all this energy of past lifetimes and other lifetimes of creating music that it's just you do feel at home in it. It's like you feel like you're living your purpose, and so um, and the creation and the sharing of it with others, and having all of this energy around too, that creative energy that surrounds artists, and that the place itself is actually um, emanates that energy. And so that's why you feel at home there. That's why you feel like, because you feel everyone else's creative energy. It's like there's this aura of creativity that surrounds it. And I feel like that's a big piece of why you feel that. So I like that for you. All right. So that's what they have for you, Supernova. Let's see here. We might have time for another one here. All right. So Ankita more than 11. All right. So Ankita, you wanted to know here angel guidance for you. So let's take a look here. So what do your angels want you to know right now? All right. This and this. So you've got the Six of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. Right now, the guidance that you have here, the Knight of Pentacles is the knight. All knights are on a quest. This knight is on the quest for the Ace of Pentacles, which is looking at your worth and searching for your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way. And it's interesting that the Six of Pentacles energy comes in, which is an energy of looking at how you have these beliefs of overgiving that came about when you were 7 years old or younger, when you, like, parents are usually the prime suspects, but could be grandparents, anyone in authority where you felt I had to give so much and I got so little back, that your inner child put in this, you know, um, belief that I have to give 1,000 love coins to get 1,000 back, or 1,000 success coins or abundance coins to get one back. And that outrageous, out of balance rate of exchange, we don't know any better as children. We think that's fair. And it seeps into the subconscious that goes below the surface. And then our life is on autopilot until we bring it into our consciousness to go, no, 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 that's not correct. But until then, we have this kind of uh, push to overgive. I have to overgive. I have to outgive everyone else. I have to outperform. I have to do so much, and I only deserve so little. Even if in our conscious mind, no, I deserve the world, our inner child is like, nope, nope, no, you don't. It'll put up forest fields that'll keep things away. So if you feel like there's these barriers keeping abundance and love and different things from entering your life, or if something comes in, it gets repelled out, it's because our inner child has these beliefs about worth, a way out of balance, giving and receiving, that doesn't, balance out. So once we bring it into our consciousness and question that, and why do I believe that, and letting go whoever it was, forgiving the person that didn't give back the way we wanted them to, allowing our higher self to become the parent to our inner child, and then pick them up and embrace them and let them know, that we deserve more. We deserve 1-to-1 instead of 1-to-1,000. Then you can see a transformation that can come in through that. So I feel like that's what your angels want you to know right now. You're on this journey of seeing your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way. So that's what we have. Boom, bada boom, bada boom. All right. So that is what we have, everybody. I hit my 3 hours. I'm going to head off here. And sorry, I only got through to 3 free readings. I'll post those. That was Ateshi, Nova, and Ankita. So I'll be back tonight for more readings from 6 to 9 p.m. Mountain Time. Apologies if I did not get to your free readings. Tomorrow is different. Sundays, if you show up between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. and put your question out there, I always make sure to come back in the afternoon and finish out all of the readings, including the free readings. So if you've been trying, and I think, Thursday and Friday night this week, hadn't got to any free readings, only got to 3 in this session. So you can try it tonight, or you can wait till tomorrow, or whatever you prefer. But thank you so much for all the thumbs up, all the love, all the support. I greatly appreciate it. And remember, as you're going through your adventure, that every second of every day of your lives, you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon.